Hey everybody, it's Charlie from Daily Motor. Today we've been driving the 2022 Hyundai Tucson. This thing is knocking it out of the park when it comes to fitting in and excelling at the compact crossover game. It's looking cool. It's sort of is striking in places where it needed to be to stand out, but at the same time, you can totally tell that this is kind of your standard run-of-the-mill family style compact crossover. Pretty much what everybody's buying, whether you're single, whether you got kids. This class is hot. So let's take a quick little look around it and get out behind the wheel. So there are going to be three different powertrain options: standard gas, the hybrid, and the plug-in hybrid. This is the hybrid. We're also driving the gas earlier, so a little bit of content on that, but all the packaging is the same, just kind of some powertrain differences. And actually, my preferred is the hybrid. The power is more there. The standard gas one, it's fine for daily driving, but doesn't have the smoothness and the oomph that the hybrid does. So you have to pay a little bit more to get the hybrid, but I would recommend it. Popping open the tailgate here, just take a quick look around it before we get behind the wheel. Nice large trunk. They made sure to add a whole bunch of space to this generation Tucson, what a lot of people said they wanted. Got some underfloor storage going on there, and then this faux floor that you can actually raise up. So if you want to have more of that underfloor storage and sacrifice a little bit of room here, then you can get a fold flat load surface. So if we fold those down, not the most aggressive rear folders, but it'd be enough to slide a bike back there or something, and then come up this way, fold these down. Look at that, almost completely flat. This actually still has some rake to it, but even surface right here, so you could put a whole bunch of goodies in there. Fairly easy to flip these seats back up. You can see they do recline quite a bit, actually. It's remarkable how much you can put that back. Kind of a downside, you gotta reach all the way over here, pop that open, but look at the difference in recline. I mean, that's awesome. There's so much room back here. You can have rear-facing car seats, large adults. I mean, I'm 5'10", and even if I put this more in an upright position, tons of room. Really remarkable. Back here in the limited model, you got heated seats, you got two USB-A ports, you've got fan things right there, vents, that's what those are called, handles, and a flip-down armrest right here. A little bit lacking on storage, but, I mean, because there's really not any in the door. Just a water bottle holder and then some seat back compartments. So it would be nice to see a little bit more storage maybe in this or in the door, but at the end of the day, you can kind of just tuck things away and then rely on the front. Popping up into the front, first of all, listen to how solid this all is. And these are pretty solid built cars. Again, fairly recognizable cabin, but a lot of exciting stuff going on as well. So if we fire it up, we're greeted with this nice gauge cluster. You've also got the center infotainment screen that's worked nicely into the dash. All looks good. You got wireless charging, wireless Android Auto, and Apple CarPlay. If you want to see more on the Bose 8-speaker audio system, we've got a dedicated review. I'll put the link to that in the description. Got a little bit of storage underneath here, a little bit in the door as well. Very deep center console, so that's good. I do like how they put the heated and cooled seats and the heated steering wheel, a few other controls right here, nice and easy to touch. The only control I have a problem with is there's no volume knob. Just these frustrating to use volume clickers. I mean, at least it's a nice rocker here on the steering wheel, but big mistake in my eyes. You'll see in the sound system review, I'm trying to turn the music up and down quickly, and it's cumbersome. So solid all around. Let's get out on the road and talk about how it drives. Out driving the normal Tucson through some twisty roads. Certainly not a sports car. Gotta work this engine. We are at a little bit of an elevation, about 4,000 feet above sea level, but even switching up here to sport mode, let's just go into auto shifting for now and let it do its own thing. Got a few twists and turns coming up. The handling of the car in general feels, it's what you want out of a daily driver compact crossover. That's what Hyundai's been doing such a great job at, is making realistic driving cars and not trying to make everything sporty. So yeah, if you go out and you try to push this thing around the corners, it's going to feel like you're pushing a commuter car through the corners. That's accurate. That's how it should be. On a side note, look at how beautiful these roads are here on the northeast of Tucson. Coming from Michigan and then Denver area, Colorado, these things are like running on marble. Switching back into normal mode. The gas motor is supposed to be the slowest powertrain of the gas hybrid and plug-in hybrid versions of the Tucson. So I'm not too bummed by the fact that it's a little lethargic. I feel similarly to this as I did to the Elantra. Yeah, it's not fast, but it's perfect for daily driving. And if you want something more than that, just get yourself something different. I appreciate Hyundai for not trying to double dip and put it all into one package. Plus, there's going to be an N-line version of this, so then you can go faster with that. Out here in the hills of Arizona, doing some legitimate two-tracking, or I guess let's just say rocky dirt road driving. This would be absolutely no problem for something with some big, meaty tires, but this Tucson, just wearing standard passenger car SUV tires, I mean, it's doing it. I don't know exactly what one would expect. I mean, really, you could be doing this with a Pontiac G6. But it's good to know that you've got at least some ground clearance and the all-wheel drive to get through here. Say, were this to be snowy or icy or muddy, slippery or so, we'd still be able to probably do a pretty decent job at getting up this. But more importantly, Hyundai wants to show that people who are buying Tucsons have that cool, go-get-em, rugged, outdoor sort of personality, and that's who they want to buy this car. Or at least they want you to feel like by buying a Tucson, you can go and do that too. So, I mean, they're not wrong. You can take your Tucson and go out, and I don't know why you'd be out here other than to just see things. I mean, there's not really much, but we are going to do some outdoor activities. So yeah, if you're going camping or something, needed to get down a trail, could do it. But any other SUV on the market can do this as well. But it's handling it well. What this really shows is how solid everything is built. Just take a listen. Other than one kind of rattly squeak somewhere up front that I cannot figure out where it's coming from. I mean, this thing is bone solid. It's really taken this well. Suspension is not great, but this isn't really an off-road oriented type of car as much as Hyundai would like you to think. Let's get it back on the road. Out on these pretty fun, hilly canyon roads, it really goes to show how much how much better the hybrid is than the standard motor. It's so much more powerful, and not only that, but it feels so much less stressed when you're getting that power. Having the battery come in and fill in that torque gap's huge. And the fact that the hybrid doesn't cost that much more than the standard gas car makes me think, like, why would they even bother making the gas one? It's hard for me to tell if I feel the weight from the hybrid or if it's placebo, if it's just me knowing that this is the hybrid and it feels heftier because of it. But I do think I feel a little bit more weight, but a car like this at this price point and this sort of mission really shouldn't be sporty anyway. So if you want to have any sort of fun whatsoever, kind of get the hybrid to at least have some grunt, because not only do you have to rev out the normal gas motor to get up to speed, it sounds so taxed doing it, whereas this you can kind of lean on. I'm about half throttle right now, and it pulls more smoothly and satisfyingly without having to scream. I mean, yeah, when you get on it hard, actually, even then, I mean, full throttle, it just doesn't sound too out of place. This 1.6 liter, I think it's just a better motor. This is big for me too. I like having an energy flow screen that actually shows you how much battery is in your hybrid battery, so that, I don't know, it's really not necessary for daily driving, but I just think it's cool. It's like, if you have the system and you have the information, I would want to know. So I can know if I'm coming up to a stop or something, if I can be easy on the brakes and get more juice built up in the battery, or if it's full and there's just no point. Good on Hyundai for giving that. Quite a lot to like about the new Tucson. I think they did a good blend of pushing the envelope in certain things with some styling and kind of some of the safety offerings and that sort of deal, but also staying fairly conservative to the compact crossover market, which is incredibly hot these days. So you got cool things like, check this out, this is like a fabric. And I was speaking with the design engineer, or lead design guy, and I was like, why'd you do that fabric there? And he was like, oh, people liked it. Like, it's just kind of a neat, different thing. And I was like, yeah, okay, fair enough. So they went with things that people like. I mean, you got wireless device charging, you got nice easy buttons for all your heated and cooled seats. The only thing that's not nice is the fact they didn't do a volume knob, and you gotta press these stupid buttons, turn the music down. If you hold it, it goes down way too quickly, and then all of a sudden turns way down. And I mean, you got nice controls everywhere else, so shame that they whiffed it on not doing a volume knob there. But other than that, I mean, there's really not much to dislike about the Tucson. I do think it's going to sell really well. I think it's becoming a little bit more of a household name in terms of the compact crossover market. So, reasons to buy it? I mean, the looks are really good. The technology's there. Your wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. It's a decent Bose audio system. If you want to see more on that, link is in the description. You got a really good adaptive cruise control, as well as lane keeping assist that works better than just about anything else on the market, especially at this price point. Everything feels nice, looks good. I mean, try coming up with negatives for this thing. It's really a well done piece of machinery. If I had to come up with any complaints, it would just be the ride's not the best in the class, and like I said, the volume not being there. Everything else is a slam dunk.